Hello, welcome to another video from the Animal University channel. Let's go for the video. Cheetah. Cheetah, a Tunetank jubatus, one of the world's most recognizable cats, known especially for its speed. Cheetah's sprints have been measured at a maximum of 114 kilometers (71 miles per hour), and they routinely reach velocities of 80 to 100 kilometers per hour while pursuing prey. Nearly all the cheetahs remaining in the wild live in Africa. Cheetahs are covered almost entirely with small black spots on a background of pale yellow and have a white underbelly. Their faces are distinguished by prominent black lines that curve from the inner corner of each eye to the outer corners of the mouth, like a well-worn trail of inky tears. Cheetahs have a long, slender body measuring 1.2 meters, 4 feet, with a long tail, 65 to 85 centimeters, 2 to 3 feet, that generally ends in a white tuft. They are about 75 centimeters tall at the shoulder. Weight ranges from 34 to 54 kilograms, 75 to 119 pounds, males being slightly larger than females. Natural history. Cheetahs have evolved many adaptations that enhance their ability to sprint. Their legs are proportionally longer than those of other big cats, an elongated spine increases stride length at high speeds, they have unretractable claws, special paw pads for extra traction, and a long tail for balance. Internally, the liver, adrenal glands, lungs, bronchi, nasal passages, and heart are all large to allow intense physiological activity. During a chase, cheetahs take about 31 strides per second and 60 to 150 breaths per minute. Chases are usually limited to sprints of less than 200 to 300 meters, however, because the increased physiological activity associated with running creates heat faster than it can be released through evaporative cooling, sweating through their paws and panting. Unlike most carnivores, cheetahs are active mainly during the day, hunting in the early morning and late afternoon. A cheetah eats a variety of small animals, including game birds, rabbits, small antelopes, including the springbok, impala, and gazelle, young warthogs, and larger antelopes, such as the kudu, hartebeest, oryx, and roan. Prey is generally consumed quickly to avoid losing it to competitors such as lions, leopards, jackals, and hyenas. Cheetahs inhabit a wide variety of habitats, including the dry, open country and grasslands where they are most often seen, as well as areas of denser vegetation and rocky upland terrain. Groups consist of a mother and her young or of coalitions made up of 2 or 3 males that are often brothers. Adult males and females rarely meet except to mate. Male coalitions live and hunt together for life and occupy an area that may overlap the range of several adult females. Female home ranges are generally much larger than those of male coalitions. Following a gestation period of 3 months, the female gives birth to 2 to 8 cubs, usually in an isolated spot hidden in the cover of tall grass or thicker vegetation. At birth, cubs weigh about 250 to 300 grams, slightly more than half a pound. Their fur is dark and includes a thick yellowish-gray mane along the back, a trait that presumably offers better camouflage and increased protection from high temperatures during the day and low temperatures at night during the first few months of life. Mortality among young cubs can be as high as 90% in the wild, often because of other predators. The mother leaves her offspring when they are 16 to 24 months old. Young males are chased away by the resident male coalition, traveling several hundred kilometers before establishing residence and becoming sexually active at 21 to 3 years of age. Female offspring will generally inhabit the same vicinity as their mother. Life expectancy of cheetahs is about 7 years in the wild and generally from 8 to 12 years in captivity. Status and taxonomy. The cheetah has lived in association with humans since at least 3000 BCE, when the Sumerians depicted a leashed cheetah with a hood on its head on an official seal. During this period in Egypt, the cheetah was revered as a symbol of royalty in the form of the cat goddess Mafde. Cheetahs were kept as pets by many famous historical figures such as Genghis Khan, Charlemagne, and Akbar the Great of India, who had more than 9,000 in his stable. These cats were also used for sport. Trained and tame, they were typically hooded and carried on horseback or in a cart, then dehooded and released near their quarry. In spite of the large numbers of cheetahs kept in captivity by royalty during the 14th to 16th centuries, almost all were captured from the wild because there was essentially no captive breeding. Because of this continuous drain on wild Asiatic populations, cheetahs from Africa were being imported into India and Iran during the early 1900s. In 1900, an estimated 100,000 cheetahs were found in habitats throughout continental Africa and from the Middle East and the Arabian Peninsula to India. Today, cheetahs have been extirpated from a large portion of this area. In Asia, they are nearly extinct, with the largest confirmed population, a few dozen, inhabiting northeastern Iran. In Africa, there are an estimated 9,000 to 12,000 cheetahs, with the largest populations existing in Namibia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe in southern Africa and Kenya and Tanzania in East Africa. Smaller, more isolated populations exist in other countries, including South Africa, Congo, Kinshasa, Zambia, Somalia, Ethiopia, Mali, Niger, Cameroon, Chad, and the Central African Republic. All populations are threatened, even within protected areas, because of increased competition from large predators such as lions and hyenas. Outside of reserves, humans pose a threat in several forms, including habitat loss, poaching, and indiscriminate trapping and shooting to protect livestock. The cheetah was common throughout North America, Europe, and Asia until the end of the last ice age, about 11,700 years ago, a time coincident to when large numbers of mammals disappeared throughout the northern hemisphere. All North American and European cheetahs and most of those in Asia vanished. About this time, the cheetah populations seem to have experienced what may have been the first and most severe of a series of size reductions, demographic bottlenecks. Modern cheetahs retain evidence of this historic event in their DNA. There is a very high level of genetic similarity in all but the most rapidly evolving parts of the cheetah's genome, which makes all of today's individuals appear highly inbred. This condition has been linked with increased susceptibility to infectious diseases, such as feline infectious peritonitis, or FIP, increased infant mortality, and high levels of abnormal sperm. No evidence, however, links low levels of genetic variation with reduced fitness in wild populations. Early taxonomists interpreted the numerous specialized traits of cheetahs as evidence that they diverged from the other cat species early in the evolutionary history of the cat family, Felidae. The cheetah was therefore granted unique taxonomic status, and since the early 1900s it has been classified as the only species of genus Acinonyx. Cheetahs are often divided into 5 subspecies: Aejubatus jubatus in southern Africa, Aejubatus fearsoni, including Aejubatus velox and Aejubatus rainii, from eastern Africa, Aejubatus soemmeringii from Nigeria to Somalia, Aejubatus hecki from northwestern Africa, and Aejubatus venaticus from Arabia to central India. The king cheetah, once thought to be a distinct subspecies, is a southern African form that has a blotchy coat pattern presumably from a rare recessive genetic mutation. Numerous molecular genetic studies suggest that the cheetah shares a common ancestor with the puma and jaguarundi, from which it diverged 6 to 8 million years ago, probably in North America. Fossils attributable to cheetah-like species dating from 2 to 3 million years ago have been found in North America in what is now Texas, Nevada, and Wyoming. I hope you enjoyed this video enough and it was informative. Please like the video and subscribe the channel. Introduce us to your friends. Good luck to you all.